Welcome to Calculus with IJ. I am Inderveer Jolly. In this video, we are going to discuss integration by parts and a useful way to organize it when the process needs to be repeated. Sometimes integration by parts must be applied several times, and writing the formula again and again can make the solution long. So we will also see a structured way to organize the work, also called tabular method or DI method, and compare it with the usual approach. Let's first recall the formula for integration by parts. So formula is integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. Whenever product of two functions is given in integrand, then we use integration by parts. So idea behind this formula is that we split the integrand into two parts. One part is chosen at u and the other part is chosen at dv. We choose u as that function which can be differentiated easily, and we choose dv as that function whose integral we can find easily. So when we choose u as first function, we take its derivative, which is du, and when we take second part of the integrand as dv, we integrate it to find the value of v. So this formula applies: integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. So let's begin with a simple example. Here we have to find integral of a product of x and e to the power x. Let u is equal to x, then its derivative is du, which is equal to 1. Let's take ex dx as dv. On taking integral of both the sides, we get v is equal to ex. Now let's apply the formula. Integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. U is x, dv is ex dx. U is x, v is e to the power x minus integral. Again v is e to the power x and du is 1. So now integral of e to the power x is e to the power x only. So this becomes x e to the power x minus ex plus c. So the answer is e to the power x multiplied by x minus 1 plus c. So this example works very smoothly. Now let's look at another example. We have integral of x square e to the power x dx. Let's take u is equal to x square and dv is equal to ex dx. We differentiate u to get du is equal to 2x, and we integrate both sides to get the value of v. So v is equal to e to the power x. So when we apply integration by parts, we get integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. V is e to the power x and du is 2x dx. So this becomes x square e to the power x minus integral 2x e to the power x dx. Now notice something very important. We again have the product of 2x and e to the power x. That means we must apply integration by parts again. So using the formula again on this part, again u is equal to 2x. On differentiating u, we get du is equal to 2 and dv is equal to ex dx. On integrating both sides, we get v is equal to ex. On applying the formula, we get the value of 2x e to the power x dx as uv, which is 2x e to the power x minus integral of v, which is e to the power x du, which is 2 dx. So this becomes 2x e to the power x minus 2 integral of ex dx. Its integral is e to the power x only. So this becomes 2x e to the power x minus 2 e to the power x plus c. So let's substitute this value in this integral. So x square e to the power x, there is minus sign before this integral, so signs get changed. So this becomes 2x e to the power x plus 2 e to the power x plus c. On taking e to the power x as common, we get x square minus 2x plus 2 plus c. So this method works perfectly well here also. So the method works perfectly well, but we had to apply integration by parts twice. And if the power of x were larger, the process would need to be repeated several times. So to organize the repeated process more neatly, we can use the tabular method, also called the DI method. So instead of applying the integration by parts formula repeatedly, we create a small table. One column of the table contains derivatives and the other column contains integrals. So let's apply the DI method to the same example. So we are creating two columns. First is derivatives column, where we are taking derivatives of x square. First we write x square, then derivative of x square is 2x. Then derivative of 2x is 2. Again derivative of 2 is 0. Second column is integrals column, where we take repeated integral of e to the power x. So e to the power x is the original term. Its integral is e to the power x. Again e to the power x. Again e to the power x. Next you will notice that we place alternating signs besides the rows. Now where do these signs come from? They actually come from the formula of integration by parts. Remember this formula, integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. After the first term uv, the next term appears with a minus sign. So when integration by parts is repeated again, the same structure introduces another subtraction. So when the method is repeated again and again, the sign changes each time. So the tabular method simply keeps a track of those signs while organizing the repeated steps. Next we multiply these terms diagonally. So integral of x square e to the power x dx is equal to x square multiplied by ex minus 2x multiplied by e to the power x plus 2 multiplied by e to the power x plus c. Obviously we don't need to take next term because it will be 0 only, and all terms after that will be 0. So when we take e to the power x common, we get x square minus 2x plus 2 plus c. So this is exactly the same result which we had calculated earlier by using the integration by parts twice. So we have already seen why the signs alternate, but now the important question is, when should the DI method be used? So this tabular method is useful when integration by parts must be applied repeatedly. This usually happens when one function becomes simpler after differentiation, while the other function can be integrated repeatedly without becoming complicated. So a very common example is when we have a polynomial multiplied by another function, x to the power n e to the power x, then x to the power n multiplied by sin x, x to the power n multiplied by cos x. So whenever we have a polynomial function, its degree decreases after each differentiation. For example, if we have x cube as the polynomial function, then after first derivative it becomes 3x square. Then after another differentiation it becomes 6x, then 6, then derivative of 6 is 0. So eventually it becomes 0. So the process stops naturally. While e to the power x, sin x, cos x, they can be integrated repeatedly. So the DI method works very well for integrals like x square e to the power x, or even x cube x to the power 4 e to the power x, or x cube sin x dx, or x to the power 4 cos x dx. However, if the function does not reduces to 0 after taking multiple derivatives, then the tabular method may not be very useful, and then the usual integration by parts method is preferred. Now let's look at another example. Integral of x square sin x dx. So let's create two columns. One is derivatives column and one is integrals column. X square is the original function. Here sin x is the original function. Derivative of x square is 2x. Derivative of 2x is 2 and derivative of 2 is 0. So we stop here. And let's take the integral of these functions. Integral of sin x is minus cos x. Integral of cos x is sin x, but since it is minus cos x, so this becomes minus sin x. Again, integral of sin x is minus cos x, so minus minus becomes plus, so this is plus cos x. So take alternating plus and minus signs and apply the diagonal multiplication so that we get the final result as minus x square cos x minus 2x multiplied by minus sin x gives us plus 2x sin x. Then we have plus 2 multiplied by cos x, so plus 2 cos x plus c. So once the table is set up, the entire process becomes systematic. So the key idea is this: integration by parts is the fundamental method, while tabular or DI method is simply a way to organize the repeated applications of that formula. So whenever derivatives of one function keep simplifying and the other function can be integrated repeatedly, then tabular method can make the work clearer and more structured. Take some time to review the steps and try a few similar problems on your own. I'll see you in the next video.